media.
A very good morning. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. We are tracking the latest developments regarding the war in West Asia and its implications across the globe. And global oil prices now have surged sharply today amid renewed volatility after marathon US-Iran peace talks in Islamabad collapsed without any agreement. Benchmark Brent crude actually jumped more than 7% to trade above the $102 per barrel mark, while West Texas Intermediate or WTI climbed over 8% to nearly $105 per barrel. The sharp spike comes after nearly 21 hours of negotiations in Pakistan ended in stalemate over the weekend. US Vice President JD Vance described the talks as having reached an impasse, with both sides sticking firmly to their decisions. In response, US President Donald Trump announced that the US Navy would immediately begin blockading Iranian ports and intercepting vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. The US has also intensified mine-clearing operations in the strait, deploying guided missile destroyers and underwater drones to remove sea mines laid by Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. The Strait of Hormuz, through which nearly one-fifth of the world's oil supply normally flows, has remained largely disrupted since the conflict escalated. With that, let's take a look at the impact on global oil prices, because now that we have introduced to you, the prices of oil have crossed over $100 per barrel, and the WTI crude is in fact trading at over $103 per barrel. So let's look at the oil prices striker. The WTI crude, the last known price that we had was $104.9 per barrel. There has been a change of around 8.33% and $8.33, and the percentage change is around 8.63% upwards. So we are seeing this in WTI crude. Let's look at Brent crude oil as well, where the last known price is around $102.22. The change has been of around 7.03, and the change percentage is around 7.38% upwards. So obviously, all kinds of crude, we are looking at an increase. Let's also look at Murban crude, where we are seeing the last known price at around $98.16. The change is around 1.46 in the negative. So the percentage change is also 1.47 in the negative percentage. So this is Murban crude, which has fortunately seen a dip. So let's look at DME Oman crude, where the last known price is around $99.82. The change has been of around $1.45 in upwards, and the percentage change is around 1.47% upwards. So Oman has also seen an increase. Let's look at the Indian basket as well. The last known price is around $120.28. The change is around 4.76 upwards. So we are seeing an increase in the price, and the percentage change is around 4.12%. Let's look at Dubai crude as well. The last known price is $102.70. The change is around minus 1.45, so a decrease in price, and the change percentage is around 1.39% in the negative. So this, along with Murban crude, Dubai crude has also seen a decrease in the price. So clearly some of the crude prices are seeing a decrease. However, mostly all oil prices have increased throughout the globe. Let me in fact rope in Mr. Anil Jain, who is an economist, into this discussion to help us understand the implications of this. Thank you so much, Mr. Jain, for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. We appreciate it. If we can start off with your observations regarding how oil is now reacting to the failure of the Islamabad talks, and then the Trump warning that comes of US actually implementing a naval blockade. So, we will see almost 0% traffic now in the Strait of Hormuz going forward, sir.
Well, very good morning to you and NewsX, and thank you for having me on your show. Well, as you said, that this failure of Pakistan peace dialogue, I think it was most expected by probably everyone in the world. The dialogue started with absolutely unrealistic approach these parties reached to Islamabad for this dialogue, with rigid attitude without any flexibility. Both parties had their agenda as if they were living in a dream's world. And besides that, continuous Lebanon attacks by Israel, and Lebanon again firing on Israel. So there were hardly any chances of success of this dialogue. This failure was to happen, and so it has happened. But what happens now? That is what is very important, and the entire world is probably very much worried about the consequences of this failure, where everybody was expecting that at least some solutions will come out, but nothing has come out and nothing appears on the horizon. No new lead for a peace talk is still available or is in sight. With this financial impact or fiscal impact of this failure will be faced by the entire world, whether it is financial markets or energy market, commodity market or logistics. As you have already explained, the oil prices, both WTI and Brent, have gone up, and I think they almost touched 105, crossed 105 WTI. So oil price is in, and as one or two financial institutions in America have predicted, the prices might consistently rise, and by June it might oil prices may reach around 200, which will be a real issue to deal with for the entire world. Besides commodity prices, all metal prices are going up because of the logistics. Sea freight, ocean freight has gone up by more than 100%. Insurance is not even available even at 200% premium. So all this is going to impact the entire world order, the world trade. And these are the challenges which we have to face, everybody in the world. We are not alone India is not alone in this world. The whole world is going to face, including China also. So let us hope that some new efforts will be made for peace, and probably they will turn out to be more effective. Maybe that Switzerland, seeing in news that Switzerland is making some attempts. China can also join Switzerland. Maybe that something positive can be achieved after that.
Okay.